Smiling Faces, the podcast, is a Defiantly Me production. To learn more, visit them on Instagram at Defiantly Me Productions. I was going to say, it usually is us, like women bringing other people into the fold. Let's be real.
And
We're
Mae
the ones that make
West-
things inclusive for others.
Yeah, Mae West and Lucille Ball did it all while on their period.
And pregnant.
And making babies and dating assholes.
And dancing backwards in heels.
That's
Yes,
right.
Jenny Rogers. Welcome back to episode 29 of Smiling Faces, the podcast. I'm Victoria Dunn.
And I'm Jess Anguiano, and we are executive producers of Smiling Faces, our hit show about two girls who discover they're dating the same guy while working at a toxically positive spin studio.
On this podcast, we provide you with unfiltered conversations about dating, heartbreak, revenge, and living your best life.
And today we're living our best life because we have a special guest joining us. Please welcome Lynn Harris, CEO, founder of Gold Comedy, the one-stop shop for women, non-binary, and other others in comedy. They're a school, a professional network, and a community that helps build comedy careers. Lynn is a brand builder, creative strategist, and writer about and producer of culture change. And lastly, she's a retired Tanya Harding lookalike. Please welcome Lynn Harris to the podcast.
Yay! Hi. Okay,
We're
this is
so
no fun
happy.
already.
Oh,
Yes!
excellent. We told
That
you.
is the goal.
Yeah, we told you we're gonna release the Kraken, and it turns out you've released it on us.
In the green room, I heard release the Kraken, so I hit the button, and now
And now there's terror all over Brooklyn.
right. Just look at your citizen app is going crazy right now in Brooklyn because the Kraken has been released. So,
Totally.
Sorry.
Well,
Honestly, I'm obsessed with the Citizen app. I don't spook easy.
She doesn't. She's
I know at this point it's too tiring. We have to spook every day. I mean, like we can't. We have to
we're always
decide how often to freak out because
With everything
otherwise
else
we'll freak
going
out
on.
every minute.
Yeah, exactly.
what is it? You have to be discerning. You have to pick and choose which freakouts you're going
That's
to lean
right.
into.
You have to curate your freakouts.
Exactly.
Totally. Dose, micro dose your freakouts.
Yes.
That way you could just
That's
keep
the
a
one.
nice low hum of anxiety just running the whole time, as we do as women, you know.
Right. We all are
I
very
mean, just
familiar.
walking out of the house.
Talk about it.
Opening
That's
your
already a
eyes.
struggle.
Walk out. You're like, "Ugh,"
Here it comes.
and that's without the Kraken.
Right. Wait, okay. I have to be annoying and do weather stuff really fast. How is it? Because we're in LA. How is it in Brooklyn right now, besides the Kraken?
It's fine. I mean, the Kraken may pour tomorrow or hail because of the Kraken, but right now, it's been a little rainy. And yes, I'm here in Brooklyn. I feel like how sometimes a month goes really fast. Sometimes you're like March, what? It's April, what? And I feel like May was the right amount of May. Like it was just May. Like May totally made.
Yeah.
And
right where you want it.
It wasn't like, I can't believe it's June. It was like, okay, May did its job. And May was very May. It was very May. It was a little bit of cold, a little bit of hints of warm. It was very May. It was fine. It was fine. It was fine.
Love that.
Right now we just had dinner outside with my family and it was nice. And it's supposed to be a little rainy this weekend, but whatever. The plants are happy, and it's fine. It's fine.
Wow, you
That's all
are
you can
living
ask
your
for.
best life. Okay.
Truly.
I mean, I don't know if it's my best life, but it's an okay weather situation. The weather's
We
fine.
accept. We also accept okay.
Here's one way to live your best life is not get mad at the weather. Like you do not have time to get mad at the weather. Like one of my philosophies is don't get mad at the weather.
Oh,
No, that's none of our business.
If the weather's going to weather. And I'm not talking about climate change. That's a separate thing.
right.
But separate issue. But whatever the weather is giving any given day, it's just the weather. Like someone's happy about it. Right? Except for tornadoes or whatever. But a
Those are
regular
tough.
day, it's a little cool, it's a little warm. You have other things to worry about. Don't get mad at the weather. It's fine.
Big facts.
They know how to make small umbrellas right now. Small umbrellas. You can put the small umbrella in your bag. It's fine. Like, it's fine.
Why is
So
why
true.
is
You're
this
fine. It's fine.
life advice blowing my mind? I'm like, you're right. Why do I worry about the weather?
Like, chill
Get mad
out.
at the weather. Just don't get mad at the weather.
Because really, if you're mad at the weather, you're mad at Mother Gaia, and you have to look within.
Ooh.
That's right.
Ooh.
Because what does she do? What'd she do to you?
Essentially, aren't we all just one? You know, the weather, our spirits. We're getting deep. This is not the tone. This is not the podcast. Hold on.
I know this is not right. This isn't the podcast I signed up for. No, it's fine.
I love Victoria's.
No, I love it. It's
Victoria's from the South. I love that Victoria's like full stop. I know we have so much to discuss and we just met you. However, how's the weather? That's where we're jumping.
You have to do Southern pleasantries.
You do. Where are you from in the South, Victoria?
Born in New Orleans, but raised in Atlanta.
Yeah, my dad's from Atlanta.
Yes.
So I spent my whole
Sisters.
childhood traveling to Atlanta, and all of my dad's affairs are now like his. Like we absorbed all of the, family furniture and whatever, like all this stuff that I couldn't deal, like that came up north where I was born in Boston. But I'm still very much. I have like triple citizenships.
Wow.
Triple citizenship because
Ooh.
I have Southern citizenship from my dad, and I was born in Boston, where no one in my family was born except me. And my mom's a New Yorker. My mom was a New Yorker, born from two parents who were not born in New York, who were both born in Poland. So I have triple citizenship. But my dad absorbed all this furniture from his family's homes that I had the great privilege to inherit, but I didn't know what to do with it, and I just shipped it all back down to Georgia to two different museums. So I know. So
Wow.
so I'm very happy that his stuff is now living in Bartow County and in Vidalia.
Yep,
hold
in
on.
Bartow County. Nice.
There's so much here because one, you have museum furniture. That's a world I didn't even know was possible. And two,
Me neither. And to be clear, it's not worth anything on the market. Like, it's not expensive. It's just it's not fancy. No one wants to buy it.
I see.
It's just old and of a time and of a place.
You shipped it and it cost you more than it would have had you just burned it.
Right. And this
What a
is not
hero.
that kind of shipping that the kids talk about. This is actually shipping, putting it in a truck. And yes.
Lynn's like,
I have
I'm
to-
locked in. I know what the kids are up to. Yes.
I have to tell you, because our show is about relationship and, these girls that discover that they're dating the same guy. When you said your father's affairs, I was like, I'm sorry, who? What? I thought,
Did you not hear me go,
We're diving right in.
I did hear you go, yes.
All your father's affairs are down in the South. Well, that is a choice. And we love Southern women.
The sundresses make the men loose.
All his exes live in Texas.
Just to clarify, we're kidding around. Of course, your father is his affairs as his things, not his playthings.
Business.
Right.
I was like, would you like to take a moment to clear your father's name?
Yes. Yeah. He did not ever, it would not have occurred to him to cheat on my mom. But his affairs are in Vidalia. Yes.
There we go. Yes.
Okay, second thing I have to ask you, is this a kitty that you're petting? What's happening? Did I see little ears pop up?
Come here, kitty. Come here, kitty. Come here.
Because we love the
Valerie.
kitties.
This is Valerie.
Okay, name, tell me the things really fast.
Yeah, this we have two cats. Our pandemic dog is two cats, and this is one. And Valerie doesn't like to be touched so much, but she's actually a great cat. But that's Valerie.
She's a pandemic cat. Of course, she doesn't like to be touched. She carries that with her.
Yeah,
I understand that.
And then her brother Count is here somewhere, and he is they're both actually very social and very loving.
Aw.
They're great. We're very lucky. And I'm a dog person, so.
A pivot.
But you have.
But I do love I love the cats. I have love in my heart for cats, but I love.
That's
dogs.
why you have
I'm
two
sorry.
of
I love
them.
in my heart for cats, but I'm a dog person. Yeah.
That's why you have two cats equals one dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically.
Yep. Yep. but they're siblings. They're great. There's a whole program in our neighborhood or in an adjacent neighborhood where they, when they see a stray pregnant cat, they pick her up and then they have her babies, in captivity, but which sounds bad, but also is good
No.
because
Yeah.
then they foster
Safe.
out they foster out the kittens, and then they release the mom because she's feral and they can't change that. But then they release they foster out the kittens, and then the kittens get adopted so that the kittens don't continue the cycle of stray cats. So those are our two cats.
So if what I'm hearing is if
that.
you're in Boston and you need a little kitty or two to fill that dog-shaped
Brooklyn.
hole in your heart. I'm sorry, Brooklyn. Did I say Boston?
Yeah, Brooklyn. Yeah. Close enough.
No, it's not.
B.
It's embarrassing. I do this all the time.
I should remember. It's fine. I mean, those are my places. So I can't remember the name of the organization, but you can Google it. And yeah, they do. They don't have like a place, but they do this. So if you find a feral cat, pregnant cat in your neighborhood, Google feral cat, Brooklyn pickup cat, and they will take care of you. Seriously, like it's really good. It's a great service.
No, that's perfect.
Speaking of service, we have to talk about the show because we always have to do updates on our show Smiling Faces, which is we're in pre-production. We are just cooking along, building this web series that we've recently pivoted into a web series, and we're starting pre-production. However, we're actually even more excited to talk to you about your show, Late Bloomers, you have on Fox Soul TV.
Also, I know, it's so cool, and I will just take this moment before I forget, and then we'll get into it, to say that if you, like these wonderful creators, have a web series idea, we got you, because you heard it here, are going to launch a web series incubator to help people create, to get their web series. And by we, I don't mean me and my cat. I mean
you and Valerie. And Count.
Like Valerie's included.
Yeah,
Valerie's on the team.
The cat is knocking things. I mean, there's a whole thing going on, which I'll tell you later. But but we at Gold Comedy, which is the comedy school and professional network and content studio that prioritizes women and others. Comedy's hard for everyone, but it's especially hard for people who are outside the comedy norm.
Yep.
And we prioritize you. And we know that there's a lot of creativity and potential, especially in web series, because we all know Broad Series was a web series.
Yeah.
Series. Broad City was a web series.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Web series.
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly.
Drunk History, web series.
Yeah.
And we already have relationships and success and traction with partnering directly with a FAST channel, or going through some partners who we have who package content for FAST channels. And FAST channels are free ad-supported streaming television, which is like the new thing in TV. It's like cable, but online.
I see.
So it's ad-based. Yeah, and the great thing for the creators is that most of the FAST channels don't need your content to be exclusive. So it's very creator friendly. So because they just want content, and content. We've licensed this, right? And so I mean, good content, right? So
right.
We've licensed Late Bloomers, which you mentioned, which I'll talk about, to two different. Starting with Fox Soul, where you can watch it now, but we've sub-licensed it to another one or two FAST channels because they just want quality content, and we have quality content. And so creators, depending on who you kind of link up with to get your series out there, don't necessarily have to worry about someone else controlling your content.
Wow.
Because there's a moment right now where it's a sweet spot where the platforms want content, and they don't need to they're not developing it, they're just showing it. So they don't need to have any sort of creative control or ownership over that content. Like, the content's made. They're not, right? So They don't need to, it doesn't need to be piloted and which is a fine system, but there can be other systems. So that's what's great about our web series, Late Bloomers, and what's great about this opportunity for creators listening to this show right now is that you have the opportunity to like make quality, and you guys have this opportunity to make quality stuff and opportunity to get it seen and distributed for ad revenue. You're not going to get rich, but you are going to not, you might, but the idea is that you can get distribution without having to give up your soul. And you have the opportunity to make your stuff and not just have it be on your, like, I just have to like make, if I can get like 3 more people to watch my YouTube and like, that's part of it. That's not going away.
Sure.
But like, there is a real, it's not paradise, but there is an opportunity, and it's not, I can't promise you the world, but there is an opportunity now for, for quality creators and quality content to get seen and distributed, which is a great end in itself.
Yeah. Was Late Bloomer? Oh, sorry.
Oh, we're very excited.
I know. I was trying to figure out, was Late Bloomers and the success of that kind of what initiated the idea of the incubator of like taking someone from development, like idea development, into getting it to the fast?
Yes. Not 100%, but like 80%. Yes. Like that we Gold Comedy has a program that's gonna, like, we're opening up applications in a week.
One week.
June. Ooh. Well, I'm just gonna say in June, depending on when this, but we have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, there's plenty of time for people to apply. We have a program. No one else has this. Literally, no one else has this. Some people have had versions of this, so I don't want to take entire credit, but
you can take it. Let them fight us.
You heard it here.
Take it.
Only Gold Comedy is doing this.
Only Gold Comedy is doing this. But we did take inspiration from other people in other places.
Sure.
But we are inviting people to apply for our sketch teams. Sketch teams like Lonely Island, right? Which we love.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But it's all dudes.
Yeah,
typically.
I just made a face. For those of you just listening, I just made the face of a woman.
Face, yeah, go ahead.
Right. It's the face of a woman who makes a face that says, we love the funny white dudes who make comedy, but also we want to make comedy. And I went like, like that was my face.
All the she's and theys understand. Even in the silence, we felt it.
Yeah.
It's true. The face is the face of silence that everybody says when they're like, it's all dudes. Like, we love them.
No shade. Like, comedy's hard for white dudes. Like, we get it. Like, it's not easy for anybody. Like, we get it. But it's just harder for those who are not straight white dudes. So, we were sad when SNL hired a whole bunch of new white dudes. Again, no shade to the white dudes. They work hard and they're funny. No shade.
We love men on this podcast. And also
within reason.
Within reason. That's right. That's right. But then we were like, what if we could create like 20 times as many sketch teams to do the same thing? Like, what if we could just do that?
Imagine?
And we did it. And so, and one of the teams that we onboarded last year, we were like, let's make a web series. And so out of all the people who applied, we were like, okay, these people, Sorting Hat would make a great web series team. And here's my cat. And
hi, kitty.
And we were like, go with God. We'll give you the mentoring and whatever you need. You get a stipend. You get access to insurance for shooting, whatever. And you get, support from us, and go make a web series. And they made a web series, and it was so good that it became part of through our partner Cold Open, who you should talk to. They're great. Cold Open is amazing. If you have a web series, talk to Cold Open. And Cold Open, among other things, curates and packages web series for people who either want to stream them or produce them. And Late Bloomers became part of a bunch of stuff that they packaged for Cold Soul. Now I'm for Fox Soul. And so that's why Late Bloomers is now on Fox Soul. So that's why, like, all of those people who are in that, who are in Late Bloomers, who are all talented and amazing, can be like, mom and dad or grandma or, we're on television. It's not really television, but it's television.
It's
like
television.
they're on there. It's like it's distributed and they still own their content. We didn't sell their rights.
Amazing.
We sold the license, but not the rights.
We got
Perfect. And still under the Fox umbrella.
Yes,
yeah,
Fox in the name. Mom and Dad.
Not even bad Fox, like good Fox.
Fox sold. Yeah. You can't fight that. I have to say, we watched Late Bloomers because it's very accessible. It's so cute.
So good.
So just to make sure that it's a super clear line, Lynn started CEO of Gold Comedy. Gold Comedy is an incredible community that curates a space for women, non-binary, others, underrepresented communities to create comedy. Through this company, you then put it out the word to the community, apply and join some sketch teams. You mentor, you grow their talent, you inspire them, they come together, and one of these sketch teams came to you with a web series. They pulled it together. You mentored them. You helped them put it together. You helped them with insurance. You helped them with production. They put it together, and then they went to Cold Open. And Cold Open.
We went to Cold Open on their behalf. But yes.
So Gold Comedy went to Cold Open, which, by the way, just for a second, if you can talk about Cold Open, it's a distribution company. What is Cold Open?
Yeah, I'm going to only explain it in English as opposed to like the right language for the industry. But basically the idea is that like if you're a producer or if you want to acquire content for a fast channel or whatever, your job is either to sit and watch YouTube all day or to go to a company like Cold Open, which has already curated quality content and is able to package it for you and just makes the distance between those points shorter. And is able to say like, hey, we have these quality web series. We have this quality content. We'll help you. We'll make it easier for you to either acquire it, license it, or produce it.
Okay. So to close the circle on all of this, you went to Cold Open, you pitched them Late Bloomers, not to mention you said many other sketch teams that you all have, so they know there's a backing. Yeah. And then now you have distributed content and you have this huge community. That is unbelievable. And I know for me, I just want to say thank you for creating this amazing community. Thank you for creating opportunity for people to make content and own their content. What a cool thing that you're doing.
Thank you.
So I feel like that's the big thing that everyone always talks about is, the idea of making your own stuff, but then the fear of if you sell it to a distributor or anything like that, then you lose control over it when you start to do that. When you're
and like sometimes that's okay. And like sometimes that's fine. And sometimes it's not what you want. Like it really depends on what you're creating, right? Like,
right.
And so it's not necessary. I just want to say like, sometimes that is definitely not what you want. And so, you want to create, you want to maintain control, but sometimes you you put a lot of work into an idea and you create an idea, you create the, the pitch or the pilot or whatever it is. And sometimes it's okay for then you to hand it off to someone else and just make some money and go on to your next thing. So like, I don't want to be too precious. Like sometimes you definitely need to be precious and grizzly bear mama protecting your content. And sometimes you just need to make a lot of money to let it go.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily, neither is the right way or the wrong way. They're just two, different paths.
It's just business.
Contention, I guess, upon the goal that people have for it. If they, because like the team that made Late Bloomers, they also wanted to be camera forward as well. So that was also made sense for them. They weren't trying to be just simply writers.
Right.
Fair.
Exactly. Yeah. But like, if HBO came, Cold Open is set up so that, they're open to HBO showing up and saying like, hey, we'd like to acquire Late Bloomers. This deal, I'm making this up, but this deal would mean that we're taking over the show, but it would also mean XYZ money and XYZ this. And Late Bloomers team might be like, that's okay. Like we created the idea and you give us a ton of money for that idea. and go make it, and we relinquish creative control, but you get the vibe and you bought it because of the vibe, and that's okay too. Like that's that's
Gorgeous.
reality. It's not. I don't think that's a ding on artists.
Right.
Like that's a legitimate choice for artists to make. They made a product that someone bought. That's amazing.
And if HBO is listening, we should let you know Gold Comedy is interested in a conversation about their hit TV show, Late Bloomers. So just reach out, slide into the Lynn Harris's DMs.
Right. And also about your thing. Right?
Smiling faces. Yeah. That's something we are very... Yeah, I know when Victoria and I were talking, I know we've been pulling together all kinds of things we are just stoked to ask you about. Oh gosh, I love this kitty. So Victoria also has a kitty, Andre Benjamin.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm a cat person too. So I'm very excited to see.
Yeah, there's a whole cat happening right there.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, jealous.
So
he doesn't sit in my lap though. He's the way Valerie is. He's like, get away from me. I swear to God. Like he loves me, but he's like, get away.
Yeah, good memory with her name. She'll definitely sit on my lap, but she doesn't want to be picked up. But here, I'll give you a quiz. Our cats are named Valerie and Count. What movie reference is that?
Oh.
I'll give you an extra hint. Count has 6 fingers. Count is the 6-fingered cat.
Wait, is that hold on.
Princess
I can
Bride.
see the things.
I think of the 6-finger. Is it Princess Bride?
Jess, go on.
Okay, never mind. You got it. Go.
Right. So Count has 6 toes.
Uh-huh.
So what's his full name?
I don't. Now I'm like, but I don't know. I was thinking of the 6-fingered man, but I'm like, who's Valerie? Is Valerie Michael Keaton's wife's name? I don't know who.
Not Michael Keaton. It's not Michael Keaton, but you're right.
Oh my gosh!
Billy.
What? Oh yeah, Billy. Billy.
Montoya.
No.
Crystal.
Why do I always mix those two up? Listen.
And I'm seeing myself out.
You always get them though. Victoria always gets all the pop culture. She always gets all the pop culture references.
And failed epically this time at it.
Yeah, Mike and Victoria always make fun of me. Okay.
Wait,
so back to the magic that you were making with Gold Comedy.
Yeah, I was also going to ask because I'm also, a part of an improv team, but I was also part of sketch teams and stuff too. So it sounds like when you develop the sketch teams as well, are you putting them together or do you have people that all come in and go, hey, I just want to do sketch? Or is it like, we're a team, let's do things on your platform? How does the sketch team work as well?
It's mostly the first one. Okay. So because that's the best service that we can provide, which is that there's so many women and others who are like, I just want to be on a sketch team, but I don't know anybody, or there's 2 of us, or, we're both writers, but we need an editor, or I'm a writer and she's a DP, but we need a sound person or whatever it is. Right.
Right.
And so the magic that we provide is you apply to join our sketch teams program. And it's selective, but hold on, I'm going to tell you what happens if you still need the skills. It's selective because we need people who can just like hit the ground running and be like, let's go. We're writing, we're editing, we're shooting, we're editing, and we group people. We do this whole like magical algorithmic thing where we sort people and group people by where they live and who has what skill. But we also generally have 1 or 2 virtual teams who we put together like wherever they live, and they make hilarious sketches, never having been in the same place at the same time through movie magic. So they make like music videos, and there's just absolute hilarity. But we're also launching a program this year that is for people who either like want to make a sketch team but don't get chosen, which is no shade. It just means we couldn't figure out how to, put you somewhere, or it might mean that like, we love you, you're awesome, but you need like a year of experience or whatever. And we're launching a new program called Sketchpad, where we have a designated curriculum that includes how to write sketches, how to light sketches, how to use sound for sketches, how to cast sketches, how to do all the things you need to do to create digital sketches. And we walk you through that curriculum. And if you're in that program, you're also the pool of people who get called up from JV to join varsity. Like if someone has to drop out of a sketch team because life, which happens.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So,
wow.
so it's a great thing. So anyone who applies to a team is automatically also considered for Sketchpad. And so the point is, we just want to make it easy for more women and others to get the skills and experience and visibility they need to be successful, famous, awesome comedians, whatever that means, stand up, sketch, whatever. So we just want to like make it easy for you to get all the skills you need. Without having to deal with, and like, of course, we put women first, and like women, non-binary, others, of course. But like, the idea is, we know that comedy is hard for everybody. We want to make it easier for the people for whom it's the hardest.
Yeah.
And just hand you as much stuff as we can hand you to help you level up.
And just to clarify, when you say the hardest, it's not that the comedy itself is so hard for all of us, because we're brilliantly hilarious. The problem is getting people to listen to it because women aren't funny. And that's with quotation marks.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen. Yeah. I mean,
also the things, I think, like I think there's sometimes a misconception that our comedy is also not relatable in some way. It's all going to be, I don't know, period jokes or whatever. But I mean, the amount of times, because Jess and I like dabble in it, and we're like, what do you like for stand up? And we're like, we're walking into mics and hearing guys just say like the most racist, misogynist stuff. And I'm like, is that a bit?
I can't.
Are you okay, sir?
The way that we are held to different standards is not just infuriating. It's so simply obvious. It's so obvious. And there are analogs in every it's not just comedy. There are analogs in every industry, in every business, in every workplace, where they think the women are going to do or want something that is going to be scary or challenging for the men. And like, so many people, we've all heard the people who are like, well, I support women in comedy, but could they not be so vulgar? Or I support women in comedy, but they all talk about the same thing. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. Can I swear in your...
Oh my, you absolutely can.
Oh, did you
swear all the time.
We're angry.
Okay. Did you not hear all this? And by the way, this is why inclusivity in comedy is good for straight white dudes. This is why it's good for straight white dudes.
Yes.
Like, on the one hand, I want to say, did you not hear all the straight white dudes talking shit about their girlfriends? Like, what? So
literally,
that, like, and being as vulgar as anything else, number one, or better put, and I'm taking this from a thing that Cameron Esposito wrote a bunch of years ago that is like gospel to me. Okay, moment for Cameron. But who wrote, like, this is better for you guys, straight white dudes, because if a lineup is all straight white dudes and one woman, which we're all used to, tired of, but used to, that's not good for the straight white dudes, right? Because everyone after leaving the show is going to be like, the guy who said who was, like, you don't stand out. And
not at all.
Because you're just like mushed together with all the straight white dudes, right?
Yeah.
So the idea that women can either be like diminished for what we talk about, which is, by the way, it's fine if we talk about periods, but if you're paying attention to all the women comics, the number of women comics who talk about periods is, I'm going to say 0.03%.
Yeah, it's minuscule.
And it's fine. I made that up, but it's fine. I got it on ChatGPT. It's fine, but because
don't look up that.
But then let's say we all did talk about our periods. Like, let's just say we did, right? All the dudes are talking about their
dicks.
They're talking about their
dicks. Yeah, they're talking about their dicks.
Right.
They are.
And that's also not fair and not true, because they're mostly not. But to say that men are doing that is about as fair as saying that women are doing that.
Yeah,
correct.
Because no one is. We're all just doing comedy. We're trying really hard to be original. The white dudes are mostly, and the women are. We're trying to be original.
Yes.
And so to lump us as saying all we talk about is like, I'm single and I have my period, is as unfair as it is to say to white dudes that white dudes talk about all the same shit, which they don't.
No, they don't. I know I personally, like, most of my set is actually about growing up in Catholic school and being like the only Black girl in spaces. It's mostly that, to the point where somebody even asked me, they're like, oh, you don't talk about dating. I was like, well, eventually, but like, this shit's crazy. Like,
Yeah, you're totally missing. You forgot that you were on your period the whole time in Catholic school while you were
That is
single
true. That's on
and
me.
wishing all the boys would like you while you stood in the corner of the dance hall and cried because the boys weren't asking you out while you were on your period.
all right, as a comedian, which is stupid.
As a comedian.
Okay.
We know.
I gotta go. I gotta go. To cross the line. I gotta go. No, I'm joking.
No, I was like, I know you hate it.
That was a bit of a good
The
setup.
day,
Yes. Say
the
it.
day, this is how we know. This is how we know. Because when people say to me, but Lynn, I really respect what you're doing, but like, aren't there so many famous and respected women comedians right now? And I'm like, there you go. We're not done. We're not done. Because the minute you call them comedians means we're not done. I don't care how many famous people named Amy you can talk about, which are two, but I don't like the minute you're like, but women comics are so nope.
Right. You've qualified it to a different category, which makes it seem like it's an other thing. We're also
it's
comics.
the ladies auxiliary.
Yes.
It's the ladies auxiliary.
I love that.
And
that sounds like a militia.
Stop it. And when I was a kid, and thank God for my parents, I grew up on watching, of course we watched a lot of hilarious dude comics, but like, we watched, Carol Burnett. We watched Laugh-In. Yes. There's a cat here. No. We watched Carol Burnett. We watched Laugh-In.
Yes.
We watched The Muppet Show, Miss Piggy.
Yes,
I consider her a
queen, icon, legend.
Yes.
Legend. We watched, MASH. There was one female character on MASH, and she was amazing. Hot Lips Houlihan. Like, my mom, who was even a big feminist at the time, no one said, like, here, Lynn, watch these lady comics. Like, no. We just, like, watched them, and they were funny. And, of course, they were, like, cast in the genres of their time or whatever. But, like, although Carol Burnett kind of wasn't, but whatever. But, like, I didn't think of them as, like, and Lucille Ball, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
And, and I wasn't like, they're fun lady comics. I want to be like the lady comics. I loved Tim Conway. Like, I didn't think about the difference. Nobody said that they were lady comics. They were just comics.
Yep,
exactly.
And so I want to, and it was also not great then because they were also like working hard for, twice as hard for half the money and whatever. And we can go. But the point is, like, I want to get to that place. Again, I want to get to my 8-year-old mind, which did not reflect reality, but it reflected my reality, which was, I just thought they were hilarious. And I wasn't like, they're a woman, so I can be like the woman. I was just like, they're funny.
Yes.
Which
I think
funny,
that was
like those funny people.
Exactly.
Funny people.
End of sentence.
I want to be like those funny people.
Because that was my big inspo. I know my mom is also really big into like Turner Classic Movies and stuff and then watching old TV. So I really grew up watching I Love Lucy and Mae West movies. So when I got older and found out that she she wrote all of her stuff and produced it, I was like, I got to be that bitch. That's incredible.
Yes.
Yep.
That's all I want.
Ball also was like completely the like director, producer, showrunner, blah, 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 of all the things. And also Ricky Ricardo, it should not be in. Like, he was the first, like, no one wanted to hire a Cuban guy, right? And that was a whole nother thing. And
a woman and a
usually
Cuban
is.
man.
I was going to say, it usually is us, like women bringing other people into the fold. Let's be real. And we're the ones that make things inclusive for others.
Yeah. Mae West and Lucille Ball did it all while on their period.
And pregnant. And
making babies and dating assholes.
And dancing backwards in heels.
That's
right. Rogers.
Okay, we should pivot a little because we thought it'd be really fun. Victoria and I are single women who do have periods, and we are out here in this mad dating world. And I thought it would be really fun, especially because I didn't get to read it. We did a ton of deep dive on what you do, but I didn't get to read your book about your superhero gal who's what's it called again? What's your
Breakup Girl?
Breakup Girl, which is so fitting for us because we're constantly, I don't know the premise of the story, but we're constantly breaking it up with dudes. So we thought it'd be really fun to give updates on our terrible dating lives. And then you can give us some great advice
Okay, great. Should I do some context about Breakup Girl? 'Cause I'm happy to
Please.
do that, but
Please.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Breakup Girl is the only superhero who helps people with romantic emergencies, right? Like we have superheroes who can bend steel bars, but how about someone who can mend broken hearts? And she, helps men, she helps women. And what I'm referring to is a character that my writing partner and I co-created in the 90s. That was the first multimedia internet success story, really, in the 90s. And she turned into a couple of books, and we still have the website. And my creative partner Chris is a brilliant animator and comic writer, and he wrote her comic adventures, and we had 2 books based on her stuff, and we had a hugely popular advice column where she gave advice, from the perspective of a superhero, but she had her own shit going on, so yeah. And so you can still find the website, and we're working on some, new stuff for her to come back. Just saying.
Okay.
Perfect. I was like, I need her in my veins immediately. That sounds amazing.
So
I identify with her
I
so
love
much.
this. Basically, I mean, I should have set it up even better because basically you could be our breakup girl. Help
Truly.
Oh yeah, and the point is that she, we named her Breakup Girl, but because her initial, when she came to being as a superhero, was to help people survive breakups, and so that they could go on to either comfortable singlehood or find the next one, like the real one or whatever.
Gorgeous.
Perfect.
But the point is, it's all about healthy relationships, right? Whether it's with yourself or whether it's with your ex, maybe. I mean, you don't have to have a great relationship with your ex, but whatever, you might as well. Or unless they're terrible.
We would never.
Yeah.
But the whole idea is it's breakup is the moment, but she covers all of the span of relationships that a breakup is part of. So
I love that. That's
wow.
that's so on brand for Smiling Faces, because it's literally all about the different ways that you heal after a pretty tragic breakup. But yeah, so that's perfect. We do it through revenge, but there's always
there's always some kind of revenge that's helpful to you, but not uncool for you, and
totally
that helps you heal, but doesn't hurt someone else. And sure.
Oh, sure. We definitely don't hurt other people or act uncool at all.
No, never for legal purposes.
So for legal purposes. So Victoria has been, how many dates have you gone with this? Victoria met a guy at Whole Foods.
Yes.
Oh, as one does. Sure.
Yes. As that occurs. So so we had a second date. We went, it was such a different experience. We went to a really divey bar because he said that this is the bar he always goes to. So I was like, okay, well, let's see what your local haunt is. Wow. Very, very haunt. I was like,
haunted? Is it haunted?
It felt like it's like an older bar, on the outskirts of Culver City. He's very nice, but the way I walked into that bar, and I kind of had a moment in my head of my parents will be so mad at me that I'm here.
I mean, but in fact, this is my outside perspective, but I could be wrong, but I'd rather have a guy take me to that bar, which sounds sort of legit interesting and charactery and neighborhoody than the trendy $25 cocktail place. I'm going to try to impress you. That sounds very was it really genuine on his part? Maybe?
Yeah, it was. Cause that's the place he goes to. He plays pool there. So, he went there. We picked that place too, because it's his normal spot, but also they do karaoke there, but they didn't have karaoke that night. And he was like, well, do you want to do it? He goes, well, I don't do karaoke. I was like, you do if you're with me. Oh. And he was like,
Queen. What did he say?
He was like, well, we'll see. I was like, no, if they have karaoke, we're doing it. But ended up that we went on a night where they didn't have it. So they have karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay. And we went Wednesday. So I've decided we're going to go back next Thursday. And even though this is the space that's his people, I was like, I'm sorry, they're going to have to see you do No Air, Chris Brown and Jordan Sparks. That's just what it is. We're doing a duet. I hope you know.
Yeah.
I did not get this tea. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your ideal partner is someone who, is karaoke a must?
I just want someone that's fun and silly. That's a big thing for me. So so someone that's willing to be stupid. Absolutely, I need that in my life. So the ones that don't want to play with me, I'm very turned off by.
Fair.
Yeah.
Got it. So this is a little bit of an indicator.
Yeah. So he plays with that. So that's good. So we're good with that. Yeah. We're also hoping, I think one of my other big things is just, I like the combo of silly and also ambition. So we're playing around with so I keep telling him, he's like, you're hard to crack. I'm like, I'm assessing you. I tell him all the time, I'm assessing you.
Listen, our job is not to make them comfortable.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's not, our job is not to make them uncomfortable. I'm just saying we don't have the job of making them comfortable.
Fair. Very true. Which,
and so you're doing a good job of not trying too hard to make him comfortable. You're not trying to like freak him out. Like,
no,
that's not polite. Like whatever. But
no.
But I think you're doing a great job so far. That's great. I'm excited.
Thank you. Yeah, trying to be honest with him because he'll ask me point blank. He goes, "Oh, like what made you decide to say yes to this?" Or he'll ask me direct questions. So then I'll answer. I'm like, I started to feel more comfortable with you.
I like that too.
So yeah,
I like that.
He feels
okay.
I
have good feels about this.
All right.
I'm sorry if I'm going like this. In Brooklyn, the brownstones are also old that our floors are slanted. So I'm trying to
scoot the
pull
chair
up to the table, but my chair is just going like.
I mean, amazing for your core.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. So
wow, that's
awesome. Why I'm wiggling. I'm just okay.
Fair.
I'm just gonna hold on to the desk. Okay.
Be comfortable.
That sounds great, Victoria. I think that sounds very promising. I like his vibe so far.
Right? Seems good.
He's game.
Yeah, exactly.
You want someone who's game. I don't mean who has game. I just mean who is game.
Exactly. Totally.
Oh my gosh. You guys are like blowing my mind open now. Like, oh.
What about you, Jess? What's happening with you?
Gosh. Well, because I have recently suffered a pretty tragic broken heart. I was seeing somebody who was like excellent human, so great until he wasn't. Until he was, yeah. It was like amazing, put on an amazing show for weeks and weeks and just really promising. He was seeing somebody else at the same time and handled it very poorly.
As they're wont to do.
Yeah.
Let me just say something about this.
Yeah.
There's a paw. I know.
I'm just obsessed with it.
I remember when I'm old enough to remember when the whole thing with Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky came out. Shout out, side note, we love Monica Lewinsky.
Yes, queen.
Love her.
Here for her.
But at the time, people were saying like, he cheated on her and then he lied about it. I'm like, what else do you do about cheating? Like, not to defend him, but that didn't seem to me like a separate crime. Like, it seemed to me to be part of the thing, right?
Yeah.
So, Jess, what I'm saying about you is like it seems like I'm not defending him. I'm just saying that to do the thing and then do a bad thing and then not be super transparent about the thing seems to be just the same thing, right?
It
Par
is
for the course.
I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that like, well, that fits the profile.
You're right. He did it. He was seeing somebody else, and then he decided to reveal it to me by saying, "I'm so sad that this other girl I was seeing doesn't want to see me anymore." And then he was like, "Comfort me, please."
No.
Yes.
I gotta go. I'm sorry. This has been great. This has been fantastic. This has been so nice.
Oh,
I really think you guys are awesome. But no.
Yeah.
No. What did he want from you? What did he want you to say?
That's what I asked him, and he couldn't answer it. I asked him 3 times. He couldn't answer. So I just said, well, I think that because we're having this conversation, it's clear that we don't want the same things. So I'm going to go. And I hung up, and it was devastating because when I tell you,
I'm so sorry.
Everything up until this moment was full green lights. Everyone around me, all my friends were like, he's great. Don't fuck this up.
God damn it.
It was awful.
Yeah.
And so I've just been.
Do you feel like he overlaps with all of them? Do you feel like now with that girl, he's saying that to someone else with that girl? Do you feel like it's like an infinite loop?
He broke up. Well, who knows the truth, but if
there's more,
there is. Yeah. He told the other. So the night before, he told me, "Hey, I'm sad this other girl doesn't want to see me anymore." She found out about me because, she found out about me because I was at his house. He told me he was making a phone call to a friend of his, and he called this other girl he was dating, and he on the phone with her said, "Oh, I'm being rude. I have to go. Jessica's waiting for me." And that's how she found out about me. Because the next day she called him and said, "So who's Jessica? Why is she at your house at 9:15 at night?" And he's like, "Oh, that's the other girl I'm dating." And she laid into him like massive, nasty text message. And when he called me, that's why he called me. Because he's like, "Oh my God, this terrible thing just happened. And I knew I had to call you." And I was like, I'm the other girl you're dating.
Do you know,
You fool.
this also just speaks to the whole like crisis of male friendship that the New York Times and whatever the fuck has been writing about. Like
The male loneliness epidemic.
Right.
Yes.
Like, exactly. Don't rely on the girls with whom you're cheating on each other to solve your issues. Get it? Like, just find a lifeline. Find a lifeline who is not the girls.
Call somebody else.
I'm so sorry.
Jess and I maintain that male friendships and men would be so much better if they did two things: got into the arts and went to Korean day spas together and sat around naked.
Yes. Which are not unrelated, those two things. But like, I fully, that's it. That's the prescription. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you. We stand
And also
by it firmly.
don't go to war.
Also that they're not built for it anymore.
It's not really their choice. They're not built for it anymore. It's not really their choice, in fairness.
If they sat around together naked with nothing to guard them and hold them, hold up against other people, they wouldn't want to go to war.
They're free.
Right. They would know too much.
Men, listen to us. We figured it out. We've got you. Don't call us if you're hurting. Call your guy pals. Or your others, or your theys, or just call. Don't call the person
someone
you're dating.
Literally anyone
you're cheating
else.
on. Yes.
You know what? Call us. We'll tell you who to call. Call us. Slide into our DMs.
Well, no, follow that TikTok trend that's like call your guy friend to say goodnight.
I was going to say that. Yes.
How beautiful is that? Call your guy friend to say goodnight.
All of them are, well, some of them are so confused. It cracks me up. They're like, why are you telling me that?
So who died? Who died? No, legit guy. Who died? No, I'm
so
just calling
good.
but in fairness, it shows what's so fucked up about the whole concept of how you maintain a dude friendship. Like my husband, who is downstairs, but my husband, who is wonderful. I have no bad, and he is the guy who makes himself vulnerable to his friends. Like he absolutely is the good guy friend.
Work.
But even then, like they don't have and he has wonderful guy friends, but they don't have the tools. Like they don't, and I'm like, you're not on a group chat with them? And he's like, what's a group chat? I'm like, what, and I'm like, I'm on group chats with 10 different groups of girlfriends. How do you guys not get this memo? And I feel sad for them. Like they're like, this is why everything is terrible. Like no one hands them the tools to just have friends, and they have the opportunity. Like again, like my husband's great. His friends are great. They just don't. They would be like, a group chat? What? Like in fairness, some of them have that. They do have a funny relation. Like a bunch of them do, but like but even that is outside the norm.
Well, but him being vulnerable is exactly why he got chose by you.
Yeah. Got such a catch, this gal right here, because he was dead.
That's why you picked him.
That's why I picked him.
And he asked his guy friends, do you think it's a good idea if I do this or that? And his guy friends were like, for the love of God, don't call her.
Go with her.
Yeah.
Right.
Lock her down.
Yeah.
Dump the other women you're dating. Stop fucking this up.
Right. Stop calling Rebecca and saying you're sad because you're, whatever. Yeah.
Totally.
Okay. We have got to take this to my favorite part of the show, which is what we call our smiling faces moment. This is the moment that you have grinned and bared it through. And usually we say for the week, but Lynn, this is your first time. So it can be any moment at all that you've grinned and bared it through. What's your smiling faces moment?
Okay. It's the last 5 years, if that's okay.
Yeah. Felt that.
Listen.
I felt that all the way from Brooklyn.
Listen, I'm a cheerful person. We've had a great time, and I'll try to bring this home. The last 5 years ish have been so bad, not just for me, but for a lot of people, right? Like, let me just like name this, right?
Yes.
And especially for, I know I look incredibly young, but I'm in my 50s, and
Nobody
I just
buy
went
it.
to my 35th college reunion. Hard to believe, I know. I just went to my 35th college reunion, and everyone had been through some shit, right? And we went to fancy college, so they also had like fancy jobs and whatever. But even the people with fancy jobs at fancy college had been through some shit. So I'm just saying, like, everyone's been through it. And I lost both my parents in the last 5 years. I lost my sister-in-law's wife. I lost my mother-in-law, who we were taken care of downstairs. It was, there was COVID, there was this, there was that, there was the other thing. It's been terrible.
Yeah.
And you just have to find your crew. Like the few people, like a few, not just few, but like the people in my crew. And I'm not saying this to like throw shade at like joking about like how we were talking about like dudes don't have friends. Like I'm not actually saying anything funny right now. Like whoever it is, whether you're a dude or a one woman who doesn't have the like jokey, fun, giant groups of girlfriends that many of us are lucky to have, like whoever it is, the anchor that you have, like I could not have gotten through the last 5 years. They were terrible. I could not have gotten through the last 5 years without just, and I'm an only child also, which I know is not magical. I know, like, I dealt with my dad and my mom as an only child. I could also have had siblings who were terrible and whatever. Like, I know that it's not the magic, but the feeling of being that every decision was up to me, and about my dad's care, about my mom's, like her stuff, and my whole, I cleaned out I'm privileged enough to have a house to clean out. I recognize my privilege, but it was also like a giant project that took away from my current family, took away from my job, took away from all the stuff to just deal with it so I could do what needed to happen. Like, it was so bad. The last 5 years have been so bad, and I could not have gotten through it without the anchors of my friends. And I didn't call on them every night, but I knew that I could have.
Wow.
And I knew, or the neighbors,
Yep.
they're not your besties. It doesn't have to be your besties. Mm-hmm. It's just like, find the people who, even if you don't talk to for a year, but you would call them at 4 a.m. and be like, I need a thing now. Someone's going to the ED or like whatever. Like, just knowing that you have a couple of anchors here and there, even if you don't call on them. And that's what I had, is what got me through. And also, I'll say, okay, 2 things for your listeners.
Love it.
If you want any, so to that end, if you want to know anything about what I've learned about how to deal with elder care, which is not good in this country.
Oh, it's terrible.
And I learned all this stuff, obviously, right? I mean, it's just like, what are we? And I learned a lot of stuff that I didn't want to have to learn on my own. If you DM me at Lynn Harris at Instagram, I will help you, because I have been through it, and I want to help everybody, number 1. And number 2, if you want to join Gold Comedy and you DM me, I will send you a link for a code or whatever. We'll get you. We'll work it out for a discount. So the hard stuff and the fun stuff, I got you. And you need both. You need to get through the hard stuff, but we also need the fun stuff. So I'm here to help with all those things. And that was probably much longer a speech than you usually get from that prompt.
Beautiful.
But it was very deeply felt.
No, that is perfect. Agreed.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone having a great time right now. So yeah, that was absolutely agreed upon.
If you're having a smiling faces 5-year moment, please.
5 years, yes.
5-year moment. You heard it here. Reach out to Lynn Harris on Instagram. Slide into her DMs at LYNNHARRIS. That's 2 N's and 2 R's and 1 S. And we're going to get you taken care of for your smiling faces moments, and also all your Gold Comedy community needs. If you need a community, you've got the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Funny or sad, we got you.
Yeah, funny or sad, because honestly, they're the same.
Oh, they're both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're the same.
My friend
Yes.
Carrie, they're the same. My friend Carrie and her sister Crystal just launched an amazing production company called Grandma's House. And and you can find it also on Instagram, Grandma's House, HAUS. And their thing that their grandma said was, happy and sad live in the same house.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
Oh,
we live
so
that.
good.
We talk about that all the time, that the way to healing isn't always going to be just like living your best life or getting a revenge body or like
No,
feeling
it's going to be
Sometimes
messy.
it's messy and you're in the shit and you're hurting and you're in pain, and leaning on, that's what Victoria and I have, that
Totally.
we lean on each other, call each other in a mess.
And even, I mean, that was with the show. Like, it came from a very sad, dark thing, and I had to wait for it to be funny before I could find any humor in it.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Yeah. We have got to wrap this up. Lynn, you're hilarious. Do you have anything that you want to promote? We're promoting Gold Comedy. You've got to go check out www.goldcomedy.com. Check out the classes, all that. But what else? Where can people see you, or where can they watch what you've got going on? Late Bloomers.
Thanks. Well, yeah, you can find Late Bloomers on Fox Soul. I would also recommend looking up Ratzar, RATCZAR, which is another Gold Comedy joint that
Obsessed
is
with that name.
Amazing web series that's a fictionalized story of the actual Ratzar in New York City, who's the woman who's in charge of the rats. And it's so good. It's a Gold Comedy joint. Find it on YouTube. Ratzar, the series. But also, seriously, if you're curious about, like, are you funny? The answer is yes.
Yep.
Like, it just is. There's no one way to be funny. Like, the answer is yes. You're not, I don't care if you're shy. I don't care if you're weird. I don't care if you're quiet, like, whatever, you're funny. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And also, if you're experienced, and even a little experienced and are curious about joining a sketch team, we're opening up our applications, and we are the only people in the business doing sketch teams right now, except SNL, but they're all dudes. So we're the ones. Yes. So if you want to be on a sketch team, and we'll mentor you, we'll offset your costs, and we'll keep your creative control, but we'll do you the service. We have the right to like go pitch your stuff. Yeah. We'll try to find distribution for you. So, like, we're the ones. So we want to put more funny women and others in the world. So please be part of flooding the zone with us.
Yes. Cut to
here
us
for your success.
In post talking to you.
Listen, I've been on a bunch of podcasts lately, and the people who are joining Gold Comedy are the hosts of the podcast.
Yes. We're like, what have you got going on here? If you're a podcast host and you're looking for an exceptional guest, please come find Lynn Harris.
Scoop Lynn Harris up.
Exactly. But yeah, it's just goldcomedy.com or at goldcomedy on Instagram. We're dropping applications a week from, in early
Probably
June,
today.
So.
Probably when people are listening. This episode is
going to be open for a while. So
this will drop June 6th.
Yeah. So they'll be, no, they won't be open yet. So you'll be the first to know. So, but they'll be open it's perfect. So they'll be open during June. So the timing is great.
So what you're saying is start preparing now. Get your sketches together. Get your characters together. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you're funny. Yeah, and you deserve it. And if you can't find your funny, you can come find it with us on our socials. You can come follow us, like, subscribe, share. As you heard, obviously, follow Lynn Harris, follow Gold Comedy, follow Late Bloomers, all on Instagram. You can also follow Smiling Faces at Smiling Faces _series. You can follow us on TikTok at Smiling Faces _series. You can also find us on Facebook at Smiling Faces series, no underscore. And then, of course, we've got a YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/@Smiling Faces series.
We also have an official website. It's smilingfacesseries.com. Make sure to hop on there and sign up for our newsletter that's on the website so you can get all the latest information on Smiling Faces. Shout out to our fiscal sponsor, Inclusivity Media, and of course, our producer, Mike Bryant and Defiantly Me Productions. The man we respect.
That's right. The one
of the good ones.
One of the good ones.
We love Mike Bryant. And I'm going to say this now. If you follow our newsletter, Lynn mentioned dropping some discounts in for Gold Comedy. You follow our newsletter, we will set you down the path to connect up with Gold Comedy and what Lynn's talking about here.
Discounts. I got you
so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
Such a blast.
This
So
was awesome.
informative.
Thanks, you guys.
Of course, this was
every
so fun,
second
so informative.
Go check out Lynn Harris, everybody, on all the socials, and have a great weekend.
Yay!